How are you all? I hope you had nice sleep yesterday and did some homework. And then I had asked all of you to send answers for those questions which I had given in your WhatsApp group. I am happy, but some of you, right, thought as if you are Avogadro and then sent answers. I don't know how you solved it, and then sent only the answers. And we know Avogadro just told what is the number, is hypothesis, right? We still don't know how he said it is 6.023 into 10 raised to 23, right? And he is lucky. Afterwards, it came out true. But the answers that you have given to me, right, they will nowhere stand. And even when I wanted to find out how to get this answer, I am not getting the answer that you have sent. So, don't think that you are Avogadros or Avogadro's sons and then afterwards every time we succeed, you have to solve the problem systematically, then you will get an answer. Then afterwards, later to find out how you must have got to that answer, I could easily understand that you have committed some mistakes at the basic level. At the basic level means some concepts still you have not understood clearly, right? What are those mistakes that you have committed? When I explain to you, you will understand, sir, these are the silly mistakes that I have committed. And if you commit such silly mistakes, you certainly lose marks. And later when I point out these mistakes, then you will feel only sorry and nobody will be of any help to you. So now I will tell you what are the silly mistakes that you have committed. And then of course once you know this, you have to keep in mind, and those who have already kept these points in mind clearly, right, you will be happy. And those who have committed such mistakes, if you listen to me today carefully, you will not do these mistakes, and all of you will be sending me only one answer. So for a particular question, if I expect only one answer, I should get it. For one question, I should not get different answers. If I am getting different answers, where are that you are going to commit mistakes? This you should know, right? So now, where all you must have committed mistakes. When I analyze your answers, I could see that somewhere there is some misunderstanding. What is atomic number, what is atomic mass, molecular mass, etc. Atomic number we know, like for example hydrogen 1, carbon 6, oxygen 8, sulfur 16, like that. And same way for hydrogen, atomic mass 1, carbon 12, sulfur 32, oxygen 16. Fine, this we know. But when we go ahead to find out what is molecular mass, we committed mistakes, or we must have committed mistakes, must have gone wrong in that. I tell you where must have gone wrong. For example, if I want to find out what is molecular mass of sulfuric acid, to find out what is molecular mass of sulfuric acid, first I should know its molecular formula. We know molecular formula of sulfuric acid is H2SO4. And if I want to find out molecular mass of sulfuric acid, what you have done is hydrogen, instead of taking 1, you must have taken 2. Or even if you have taken for hydrogen atomic mass 1, sulfur, in place of taking 32 as atomic mass of sulfur to calculate molecular mass of sulfuric acid, some of you have taken 16. And so only you have finally committed mistakes. How it must have happened? Sulfuric acid, H2SO4. What is molecular mass of sulfuric acid? I will calculate. 2 hydrogens, 2, 1 sulfur, 16, 4 oxygens, 64. What is the molecular mass of sulfuric acid? 8 plus 4, 12, 82. And you have taken 82 as molecular mass of sulfuric acid, and you have gone ahead to solve the problem. To find out molarity, all this you have taken and completed the problem. But when you see later, 82 is not the molecular mass of sulfuric acid. Where you have gone wrong? For sulfur, instead of taking 32 as the atomic mass, you have taken 16. So for you, you must have thought, for sulfur, will it be so much? It will be small. And that is, you have taken atomic number and gone wrong. Many times you do this. So you should take atomic mass of sulfur into account and then afterwards do it. So what you should have done in place of 16, you would have taken 32. And afterwards, if you sum up the mass of all the atoms, it will come to 90. 90? No, 88. Again, sometimes in a hurry, 4, 2, 8 plus 10. You commit such mistakes in the hurry. So, 4, 6, 8. 98 grams is molecular mass of sulfuric acid. So, instead of taking 98 as the correct value of molecular mass of sulfuric acid and later to find out number of moles are that, you would have taken the previous value and everything gone wrong. So, full effort has gone wrong because at the basic level you have committed a mistake. Keep this in mind, don't repeat it. And when you do such mistakes, I will be getting different answers. This many times, right, you had been doing, and when I show this is a mistake, sir, sorry, I made a mistake. Instead of taking atomic mass, I took atomic number into and then afterwards did this calculation. So do such mistakes. And then again, another mistake that you must have committed to find out molecular mass. First, I should clearly know the molecular formula. I should be very clear. We are in class 12th. At this stage, I should not be teaching what is the molecular formula for sodium chloride, sodium hydroxide. We know from 9th class onwards, we know how to write the formula based on the valency, everything. But still, some of you, I don't know how you write. For sodium chloride, NaCl2. It is NaCl, we know. But when you see the answer book, I see writing the formula NaCl2 and based on that you do the calculation. So automatically what will happen? Molecular mass will be more. So its molecular formula is just NaCl. If you just take NaCl and do the calculation, how you will go wrong? There is no chance. Same way for sodium hydroxide, you commit mistakes. You write formula as NaOH2 and then afterwards go ahead to find out the molecular formula, commit a mistake. For glucose and cane sugar, sucrose, sometimes you make an error. For glucose, it is C6H12, and for that you take this formula and do that calculation. But when I say it is cane sugar, sucrose, you take this formula and do it. So, if you don't take the correct formula, you will commit a mistake to find out the molecular mass. So, if you keep these simple points in mind, and for sodium bicarbonate on the same lines, right, what you should write? NaHCO3 twice. Is it right or wrong? No, for sodium bicarbonate, it is just NaHCO3, and what you will do is NaHCO3 twice. I don't know where you have by hearted this. Commit mistakes. Right? Same way, if I want to say calcium bicarbonate, for calcium bicarbonate is fine. But instead of taking CaHCO3 twice, later you start thinking for sodium bicarbonate, NaHCO3. For calcium bicarbonate, CaHCO3. It will certainly go wrong, and of course molecular masses will be different, and of course finally later when you are asked to calculate molality, you will do these mistakes. Right? Some of you already who are aware, I am sure that, sir, this we already know, but others who still are not clear with the formulae, right? Further when you do the calculations, they have committed mistakes. So only I could understand this could be one probable reason when the answers that you have arrived at is found. Next, so once we know what is atomic number, what is atomic mass, what is molecular mass, where we are likely to go wrong in calculation, right? Later molecular formula we should be very clear, and once we know all this, next thing is to calculate number of moles of the substance. How to find number of moles of the substance? Number of moles of substance is mass of the given amount in terms of grams. Mass of the given amount in grams divided by mass of 1 mole of the substance. Mass of 1 mole of the substance, what do we call? Molecular mass. No. Molecular mass will be in terms of atomic mass units. So if I want to find out molecular mass and say in terms of molar mass, if I want to say in terms of molar mass, what is molar mass? We know that it is 1 gram atomic or molecular mass. Molar mass is 1 gram atomic or molecular mass. How to understand the meaning of it? Many times I have said in the classroom. Again, for you, for the last time I am telling, don't ask me to repeat again. It is, though we write like this, when I want to understand what is molar mass, though I say it is 1 gram atomic or molecular mass, how do I understand that? It is mass of 1 atom or molecule in terms of grams. I repeat, mass of 1 atom or molecule in terms of grams is 1 or molar mass, or it is 1 gram atomic or molecular mass. It is not that I take 1 gram of the substance and it is 1 molar mass. No, it is mass of 1 atom or molecule in terms of grams, because molecular mass, atomic mass will be in terms of atomic mass units. But when it comes to molar mass, this should be very clear with you. And once it is very clear with you, then as I just said, amount of the substance given and divide by molar mass. Then you will come to know number of moles of the substance that is present in the given substance. Once I know number of moles of the substance present in the given substance, and afterwards it becomes very easy for us to calculate what is molarity of the solution. What is molarity of the solution? We are again in that chapter solutions, don't forget. So, to find out what is molarity of the solution, I should know number of moles of the given solute in 1 liter solution. So, we know how to find number of moles, and then if the total volume of the solution is 1 liter, that means I am clear what is molarity of the solution. So, if you commit mistakes in calculating number of moles, all your exercise that you have to find out molecular mass, everything will go waste. So, once you do this correctly, automatically the problem is correctly solved. So, number of moles of the solute present in 1 liter solution is molarity, and we know that is expressed as capital M. And the same way later, if I want to say what is molality of the solution, what is molality of the solution? Number of moles of solute present in or present with 1 kg of the solvent. Repeat, number of moles of solute present with 1 kg of the solvent. I am not worried about what is volume of the solution. Or the number of moles of the solute present along with 1 kg of the solvent. That should be clear. So if I take 1 kg of water, whatever is the volume of 1 kg of water, it may be more than 1 liter, less than 1 liter, I am not worried. It is 1 kg. And into that I will put, say for example, 40 grams of sodium hydroxide. When I put 40 grams of sodium hydroxide, that means I am putting 1 mole of sodium hydroxide. So 1 mole of sodium hydroxide and 1 kg of water altogether. What is the volume? I am not interested. So that means 1 mole of solute is present with 1 kg of solvent, and that is expressed as its molality, and it is expressed with small m. So if I want to say what is 1 m, small m, it is 1 mole of solute with 1 kg of the solvent. So here again I should not go with an error to find out number of moles of the substance. And if I want to find out 1 kg of the solvent, so if I am given solute plus solvent solution, I should know how many moles of solute is present and what is the total mass of the solution. Total mass of the solution minus mass of, or total mass of how many moles of the substance that is present, then I will come to know how much is the solvent, how many grams or how many kilograms of the solvent is there with that. Then of course you can calculate number of moles present with how many grams of the solvent. Later what is that which you have to do? With so many grams of solvent, so many moles are present. With 1 kg of solvent, like that how many moles will be present? Again, don't think and don't say that always the amount of solvent should be 1 kg. Then only I can find out molality. No. So what that which I should do? With 10 grams of solvent, so many moles of solute is present. If I take further, with 10 grams, so much was present. If I take 1 kg, how many moles will be present? That becomes its molality. Clear? So if you have again not understood clearly this concept, as the video is with you, you pause, go back, listen once again, it will be clear. Next, same way, normality. What is normality? Definition: number of equivalent weights present in 1 liter solution. Here, what to do? Is the amount of solution that is there with me 1 liter or not first? Suppose it is 1 liter. Okay, in that 1 liter solution, whatever is the weight of it, I am not worried. 1 liter of solution I have. In that 1 liter of solution, how many grams of your solute is present? How many grams of solute is present? That means later I come to know how many moles of solute is present. How many moles of solute is present? Molar mass is again mass of one atomic or molecular in terms of grams. So now if I want to find out number of equivalent weights, what to do? I know molecular weight, I know molar mass. How to find out equivalent weight? Again we have discussed many times. Equivalent weight is molecular weight divided by, if it is an acid, how many H plus ions it will give? One molecule of a given acid will give how many H plus ions? It may give 1, 2, 3 like that. If it is a base, one molecule of a base may give 1 OH minus ion, 2 OH minus ions, 3 OH minus ions like that. So what is that which I should do? Once I know the molecular mass, once I know the molar mass otherwise, divide by how many H plus ions if it is an acid will give, if it is a base, how many OH minus ions will give. So what is that which I should do now? Molar mass of the given substance divided by that number of H plus ions that I get from an acid, that number of OH minus ions which I get from the base. then I will get what is known as equivalent weight. So once I know what is equivalent weight, now it is very easy. So in 1 liter solution, instead of telling 1 molecular weight is present, then it may be 2 equivalent weights present. How it is? For example, we discussed about sulfuric acid, H2SO4, 98 grams. And we know sulfuric acid will give 2 H plus ions. If sulfuric acid gives 2 H plus ions, what is that which I should do? Molecular mass is 98 grams and it gives 2 H plus ions. Divide that 98 by 2, 49 grams. So 49 grams is 1 equivalent weight of sulfuric acid. So again, come back. If I am, instead of telling 1 molecular weight of sulfuric acid is present in 1 liter solution, now same thing I say in a different way. Instead of telling 98 grams is present, I will say 249 grams are present. 98 and 249 one and the same. But here I am saying in terms of equivalent weights. So instead of telling 1 molecular weight is present in 1 liter solution, I say 2 equivalent weights are present. When I say in terms of equivalent weights, it is normality. So number of equivalent weights present in 1 liter solution, it is normality, and we say it is in terms of capital N. So for me, sulfuric acid 1 m means 1 molecular weight in terms of grams, that is 1 mole in 1 liter solution. Now when I say same thing in a different way, 2 equivalent weights present, that means 2n. So for sulfuric acid, if it is 1m solution, it is 2n solution, both one and the same. But the way in which or in what term you are expressing, that makes us clear. Am I saying in terms of molecular weight or am I saying in terms of equivalent weight? So again, you should be very clear with the formula. If you are not clear with the formula, then afterwards you will commit these mistakes. Because if you are clear with the formula, then you will come to know whether it is giving 1 H plus ion, 2 H plus ion, 3 like that. Same way for base. For base, I should know how many OH minus ions will give. Same way. So this I should be very clear. Then about mole fraction. Mole fraction, we had already understood. Number of moles of a component. Fraction means fraction of a particular substance in the total. So in the total, how much of whatever that you want, that is a fraction. If I say 1 by 2, that means whatever that you have divided into 2 parts, and from that 1 part you have taken. 1/3 means total you have divided into 3 parts, 1 part you have taken out. So what is that 1 part that you have taken out? Right? It can be the solute, solvent, whatever it is. If only 2 components are present, A and B, and if I want to tell what is mole fraction of A in the total solution that you have. So what is that which I should do? I should find out how many moles of A is present in the total number of moles of the solution. So in the solution that you have, first you should find out total how many moles are present, and in that how many moles are of A. So that means that number of moles of A in the total number of moles present in the solution, that will give me mole fraction, and that we express as X. And here, if I want to find out mole fraction of sodium hydroxide in 1 mole of NaOH solution, I repeat, if I want to find out mole fraction of sodium hydroxide in 1 mole of NaOH solution, what is the meaning of 1 mole? What is the meaning of 1 mole of NaOH solution? 1 mole of sodium hydroxide is present in total number of moles of the solution. So I know 1 mole of sodium hydroxide is present. But how many moles are present in the 1 molar solution? Remaining amount is water, aqueous solution. So, as it is expressed in molal, that means 1 mole of sodium hydroxide is present with 1 kg of solvent. 1 kg of water now, 1 kg of water means 1000 grams of water. Now, if I want to find out how many moles of water is present in that, divide by 18. 18 is molar mass of water. Then, when I do that, it is 55.5 moles. So, that means 1 mole of sodium hydroxide is present with or in total. Total means 55.5 moles of water plus that 1 mole of sodium hydroxide is present. Don't forget that. So, that means here when I say XNaOH means 1 mole of sodium hydroxide is present in 56.5 moles. So, if I do this simplification, what is the value that I get is mole fraction. And if I want to say what is the mole fraction of water in 1 molar solution, what is that which will happen? Here 55.5, what is that 55.5? Total number of moles of water. What is the total number of moles of particles that are present in the solution? Here your sodium hydroxide also will come. That means out of 56.5 moles, how much is your water? 55.5 moles. So, when I do this, I will get mole fraction of water. If I do 1 by 56.5, I will get mole fraction of sodium hydroxide. So, keep these basic fundamentals in mind. You will certainly not go wrong to solve any problem that is given, and I will be getting only one answer. Otherwise, I will keep getting different answers for one question, and if the answers are different with these mistakes, right, you must have solved your problem, and then of course, after coming out of examination hall, you will only just repent. Keep this in mind. We will go ahead tomorrow with other properties of solutions, because to go ahead with properties of solutions, right, when I saw your answers, if you are not clear with such way of solving the problem, then of course, even if you go further with these mistakes, we will certainly keep committing errors one by one. That will not help. Again, go back to the exercise that I have given. Now, check whether your answer is correct or not. You will come to know. Then of course, you will only tell, yes, this where I had gone wrong, and so only the answers were different. Right? Okay, see you tomorrow. Take care.